Hey gamers, I am the Badluck Gamer, and I am back with some more table talk here. So, what I wanted to talk about today, and actually, first of all, let me talk more about the channel as of right now. For anyone who is keeping up to date, I do enjoy gaming. I really, really do. I really want to make that more of the channel, but what appears to be happening right now is that the majority of my videos that are being at least watched by some people. I mean, like 4 views. Holy crap, that's like twice my average. Or these table talk and like any vlogs I've done so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep these constant while trying to do games at the same time. And I'm sorry it's been a while since I've uploaded another video. What ended up happening was I was working 7 hour shifts. Actually, well, the point, the main thing what happened is that the majority of this weekend, people called out of my work so often. I ended up pulling extra shifts and working extra hours. So I was just kind of busy the entire time, and then on top of that, I was so tired yesterday because yesterday was my first day off since the weekend that I was just like, no, no videos, not today. I'm gonna go and relax and do whatever. So today I'm actually doing some videos. It took me some time to really think about what I wanted to do, and I've been doing some research on the channel to see what's actually been working well. So I decided to do a table talk rather than doing some more Final Fantasy. I might go back to The Witcher. It looks like at least someone is interested in the Witcher series. I don't know. So I'm going to ask all of you, anyone who is watching the channel right now, please, 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 give my videos either a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Now, what I want is don't thumbs down. Well, I mean, if you want to, but thumbs down for me isn't necessarily that I did bad. What it is I did something you guys didn't want to see. So give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you like this kind of video or you don't like this kind of video. I'm going to use the information I get to better assist my channel. So please, I'm relying on you guys. Please rate my videos with a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you like the type of video, thumbs up. If you don't like the type of video, thumbs down. Because then when people start thumbing down videos, I know to do those videos less. And when people thumbs up videos, I do those more. I don't have a big enough channel for the thumbs up to really mean anything as far as search results. So I don't really care about that. So I'm not begging for thumbs up so people will watch my channels more. I'm begging for thumbs up so I know what you guys want. So I know what's pleasing everyone. All right, so I talked for 3 minutes about that. Let me get back to my table talk discussion here. Thank you for listening to my ramblings, by the way. I really appreciate it. So, what I wanted to talk to today about is character classes versus hybridization. Now, this is important for both the GM and for the players because this kind of determines how the system works in any game. Now, in any system, or at least in the majority of systems, there's a way of hybridizing your character as either taking different skills or being or multi-classing essentially. And then there's just the straight character class. Now, there's nothing wrong with hybridization, but you have to realize that a hybridized character will not be as strong, or at least they won't have high end cap skills as soon as other characters, and so overall they'll be a little bit weaker in both categories because of this. That's not a bad thing though, because hybridized characters can do something that normal character classes cannot do, and that is they can perform a certain job that requires the two skills added together. So if you decide to go with the hybridized class, hybridized, If you decide to go with the hybrid character, make it so that the hybridization is giving you access to something that you would not have gained with you decide to stick with a class specifically. Now, I'm really bad with this, and I've gotten better recently, kind of. I should say, like in the last year or so. That's recent for me in gaming. But I love mages. I love combat mages specifically. So I always try to hybridize between a mage and a warrior, and then I try to be a fighter. But see what keeps happening, and the problem that keeps occurring is that I pick combat magic abilities and combat physical abilities. And so what happens is that I'm trying to do damages, do the dablages, but the two different damage focuses that I'm doing are not as strong as if I was in just one class. I would be doing more damage if I was either just straight up a mage or straight up a warrior. So what I ended up doing is I made a I try to focus on mages that can, or at least warriors, fighting type mages anyway, who use the magic to gain an advantage and then their weapon skills to do the damage. What this does is it allows me to take the versatility of magic and the fighting capacity of a fighter and combine them together. Rather than doing damage with magic, I use magic for utility. I use magic to do things that I wouldn't normally be able to do as a warrior to gain a specific advantage over my opponent. For instance, one of the things I've done a lot is the ability to teleport. I gain a high mobility bonus, you know, being able to be where I need to be on the combat field at any one time. And that makes it super easy for me to then perform my job by attacking weaker targets without worrying about having to move through or engaging on stronger targets. That is a case of hybridization that makes it so my character is doing the job I'm looking for and is specialized in that kind of method without trying to put my hands in, you know, two cookie jars at once. And it's like you can try eating two cookies at once, but it's like messy. And what if you get two different kinds of conflicting cookies, like oatmeal and chocolate chip? I don't know. Oatmeal and chocolate chip seems like a weird combination to me. Is that weird? I don't know. Anyway, so if you decide to go with a specific character class, play what that character class is strong at. If you want to make a character more your own and you want to go kind of hybridized, try to make your character do a certain job that he would not be able to do if he was a single class. And this is probably one of the biggest things with characters in gaming is not everyone likes to follow the meta. Not everyone wants to follow the best route to getting the best character, or at least not a lot of people want to research it. People want their character to be their own and unique, and they don't want to follow the cookie cutter along the way. That is amazing that people want to do this. They just need to learn how to do it in a way that actually functions with their gaming system. Now, a lot of gaming systems are very different, and so there's a lot of different methods. But one of the things to focus on, like I said, is just being able to do something that a hybridization is required for that a single class is not. Now, a fighter who is able to teleport, for instance, to the target he needs to be at is really handy because he can off tank that way by going to either the back line and killing all the archers and everything like that, or by being able to elude the bigger targets and keep their attention with, you know, like Intimidate or Aggro. Well, I use Intimidation for Aggro, not necessarily just scaring people, and I'll get into the use of skills in a different video. So, anyway, I say anyway a lot. Another way you can look at it is So pick a character class you really like. For me, it was mages, and then pick a job you want them to do, and then see if it goes along the class line or if you need to hybridize. One of my favorite character hybridizations are mage rangers, because they have the ability to not only handle tracking people and handling monsters, but they also have magic which allows them to kind of handle more of the monsters, or handle it gives them a utility that they wouldn't normally have as a ranger, and I really like that. The problem with a mage ranger, they don't do high damage, and that's okay. That's not the point of a mage ranger. A mage ranger is knowledgeable in his targets and is able to utilize his utility, is able to utilize his abilities in a way that gives him an advantage in combat. That's it. They don't do high damage, but they don't need to do high damage. Another good hybridization, and I'm gonna stick more to the Dungeons Dragons Pathfinder kind of character ideas mindset, because it's what people end up playing more than any other game. If you play other games, please leave a message in the comment below, and I'll be more than happy to give examples for those type of games as well. Anyway, so another good one is, for instance, you want to play a thief. You want to be a thief, but you also really want to do, the davages. So you want to go probably with the assassin route. That is the basic route. You get the thief skills along with the high damages you want. But some people like to be more upfront kind of rogues. They want to be combat rogues in essence. So they go with probably either thief, rogue fighter, or rogue monk. Either way, they use their acrobatics in combat, and they use it to get around their opponent. Maybe even go for a backstab, depending on if they're fighting with their allies. But with a high damage, it's essentially a fighter who's a rogue at the same time. And what you need to focus on then is having a little bit of tankiness to survive, taking a huge shot. But what you also need to focus on is being positioned correctly in combat. Sometimes you can't engage the primary target, so you need to be able to get away. Use your rogue skills to gain the advantage, or stealth in, or whatever you do. Then, once you're in combat, you can take characters of even level with you relatively easily with your skill set. That's not the problem. So when it comes to the big guy, what you gotta do is you gotta try to lure him away from everyone else, and using your natural agility that way. This makes it so that your allies can take on the weaker guys while you're focusing the big guy. Whichever route you want to go, remember that you're an agility-based warrior, essentially, at this point, if you decide to be more upfront about it. So, hybridization isn't necessarily the best. There's plenty of amazing characters. Let me say Gandalf, even though he has some sword fighting skill. I mean, honestly, he didn't really do much with the sword besides fighting with his staff, which the staff was much more impressive. So there's nothing wrong with that. They're really great characters. Just please try not to hybridize a character who's in a single class role, because then what happens is you're not utilizing your class to their fullest advantage. If you want to play it in a certain way, pick a class that's more similar to the way you want to play. But when you have a class, don't try to be a combat made wizard who really doesn't have any kind of like combat feats, or isn't a fighter, because you're not utilizing your character to what their fully purposed for. Anyway, gamers, I've talked for plenty of time, so ciao for now. Good luck with whatever characters you decide to make. If anyone needs help, please leave me a message and I'll be more than happy to help. Bye.